This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. And by Lee Health.
Welcome to Lee Pitts Live. Again, we're here at the Martin Luther King Day celebration. We are early folk, and it's still about 200 people already here. We got here before the march actually comes through the park. You're gonna see it come through the park as the day proceeds. And of course, it'll be close to 1,000 people out here, entertainment on the stage, vendors all over the place. We even have people who coming in from out of town to partake in this magnificent, beautiful day. What are these? These are my symbols. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which I became a member in around 1980 at Talladega College back in Alabama. Big shout out to Epsilon Tau. I also attended Carver High School in Birmingham, Hudson Elementary School in Birmingham, and I got my master's degree at Atlanta University. Went to get my bachelor's degree at Talladega College in Alabama. I said all of that because now we're gonna focus on Alabama right here in Florida with my man. Ed Cummings is here, went to high school together. We didn't go to elementary school together. He's a legend. You've seen him on the show before. And he's all the way here. He lived in Florida now. I think you're up in Lakeland?
Lakeland, Florida, yeah.
And he came down to Fort Myers, Florida. We're right here in Centennial Park with the Caloosahatchee River right behind us, nestled on the River District. Lee Pitts Live will be covering it all day. So now we get ready to chop it up with Old Man, we called him back in the day. Old Man, first of all, how far is Lakeland from here?
It's about 100 miles, right at 100 miles.
And when you saw on Facebook that Lee Pitts Live was going to be in the park today, you put it on your calendar, got on down there.
Exactly. I said, I've got to go down there, man, get with Lee and talk up a little bit from Birmingham and MLK Day. It's just a match to come down and get with
Hey, man, we're going to have to make you a native son of the Fort Myers area, man, because it's only a little quick drive down for you, right?
Nice, right. It's nice down. We love it.
But we're so glad that you brought Lakeland down here to check out what we do. We do Martin Luther King Day celebration in a big way. We might be one of the best celebrations in the state of Florida, right down here on the River District. How have you enjoyed it so far since you've been here?
It's been great. A lot of good food. Just seeing all the people. It's great atmosphere.
Now you live in a predominantly white area. Let's just say that. So you don't really get this flavor like you get right here, right?
That's true. I live in South Lakeland. Got a mixed neighborhood, but it's different. Definitely different from And when I saw MLK, I think where I come from in Birmingham and some of the things that we did and where I'm at now. Sometimes you don't maybe understand some of the things that we did and we came up with.
Well, we both grew up in Birmingham and we're about the same age. Oftentimes when people bump into me and I tell them I'm from Birmingham, they think, well, were you a part of the marches? Were you a part of the civil rights movement? We were like children. Our parents were the main ones that were affected, and then we came along and benefited from that, right?
Right. My dad wanted to go down and march, and because as I told you before, my dad had the shot out, and he wasn't the best one because he had such a, he was kind of rebellious in a way. Mm-hmm. My mom begged him, hey, you don't need to go down there. You don't want you to get into nothing,
Yeah.
And so he didn't. But my brothers and sisters, they went down when the kids went down and marched.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a lot of rich history in Birmingham as it relates to the civil rights movement, the museum downtown. And what do you recall when we were kids moving around? Did you ever see? I saw some when we went on a field trip. Some of those white-only signs were still left up on some buildings.
Yeah, I saw the white-only signs, and I just couldn't comprehend. You drink out this water, somebody else drank out that water. And as I came up, my mom, and I want to say something about my mom, Susie May Harris, and I forgot to mention her last time. She's almost 94 years old. She instilled in me so many great values of having confidence. They're no better than you. One of the reasons that they know things is they've been trained and educated. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you fear the unknown, but she gave me a lot of confidence on doing different things and having confidence in yourself.
That's great. I remember just to share it with you, and you making share some more. I remember when I was in the second grade when Dr. King was assassinated, The teacher came into the classroom. Her name was Miss Safor. I was going to Cameron Lane School then. Before I had gotten over to Hudson. Cameron Lane no longer exists. It was like a satellite for Lane Elementary School, and it went to the 3rd grade. I'm so glad I went to Cameron Lane, got a great education there. My brother did as well. And formative early days of education. Teacher came into the classroom crying, and Dr. King had been assassinated. So we were such little kids, we didn't really understand the magnitude of it. But that next week, she played those Dr. King albums every day in class, was running me crazy listening to all those speeches. But now that I'm older, I understand all the great speeches Dr. King gave as well.
Well, I went to Callaway, and one of the things I remember was Coach Wilder. Anybody from Callaway remember Coach Wilder? He was always about sportsmanship, being fair. And he was telling us a story about when he was in the Army, and that kids overseas, they come up to him and ask to see his tail, and actually thought he had a tail.
Really?
And that kind of sticks out to me. Remember him telling us stories about being in the Army and how blacks and white interacted, and how it related to Birmingham.
Now, you're a railroad man, retired railroad man. 100 miles is nothing to you. You're 100 miles, it ain't that.
That's right.
Now, do you still get to ride on the railroad for free, or do you got a little pass or something that you can ride wherever you want to? Can you hook a brother up, man? I need to go ride
we can do that.
You can go Amtrak or whatever.
Amtrak, and I've got an Amtrak route. I'm a track inspector now between Tampa and Lakeland, and you have to ride the Amtrak train once a week to part of your inspection. And you have a pass to ride, which means you can ride anywhere else Amtrak goes,
Man, I took a train ride one time up there in the Northeast. I think it was like from New York to Philly, down through Maryland and all that. Man, I loved it, man. It was very enchanting, and I could move around, and a little food on the train.
Yeah. I'll drive one of those pickup trucks that rides on the rail and inspect the track. But, it's good. It's interesting to do all that. But after 39 years, one more year, I'm ready to say goodbye to it. I've had a good career, and looking forward to next year this time. You see me come down here, I'll be retired railroad.
Now, everybody back home is saying, I know Lee's going to ask old man about baseball and about, did you play football too? You played football like that with my brother Eugene, right?
Yeah.
He's always be coming over there, old man can hit.
Yeah, I played football. I was linebacker and then a running back. My senior year was running back. That's what actually got my knee, man. We played against, remember playing in Bessemer. I think it was Abram. And I'm trying my best to score a touchdown and string these limits. Didn't have anything done to him, and went on. And next thing you know, it deteriorated, and had to replace about 8 years ago.
Okay, and you and Robert Wood, Charlie Wap, legendary baseball players in the community. Charlie Wap, I'm shouting you out again. I know we've been missing each other on the phone, but if you kind of look around, I'm busy, but we will connect. Talk about that hat. Charlie Wap gave you that hat, huh?
Yeah, Charlie Wap gave me this hat and glass. He came down to Lakeland about 3 weeks ago, spent the weekend, brought his son and his wife come down and had a great time. And he promised to come back and, when it's warmer and hit the beach and do some other things. But a really good friend of mine, DJ Hollywood.
Okay. Well, we got about 30 seconds left. I want you to give some final comments to whoever you want to shout out. Just look in that camera and shout them out.
Well, certainly my mom first and foremost. And I also want to say a big thank you to nurse practitioner Melissa Webb, Bartow Bay Carroll in Bartow, Florida. Really helped me out. Had a tumor last year on my thyroid. Had that thing taken out due to her persistence and a lot of testing. Was able to find that. Certainly doing a lot better. Feel great.
Man, you just a down-to-earth guy. You've been seeing me for the first time actually interact with the public, because you see me out here with the public. What have you, tell me what you have surmised from that.
I've noticed and seen you just like you were when you were coming up. Got time for people. I know you're busy, but a lady just come up a little while ago was talking about how she watched the show religiously, and you gave her a cup and she was really excited and sort of made her day, looks like. And that's the small things you do for people, man. It's big. Appreciate you doing that.
That's that good old Birmingham hospitality, man. Never forget where you came from, and treat everybody nice, they'll treat you nice.
Right.
I'm not going to bump you out with the cup, man. We're going to bump with this. It's my main man, old man, Ed Cummings, from the heart of Collegeville in Birmingham, attended Carver High School. He's right here in Florida. Everybody back home, me old man in Florida. We'll be right back on Dr. King Day, right here on Leap Is Live on Fox 4.